If you feel like you're doing everything right, so you've learned the science, practiced the tools, made some real progress, but something still isn't shifting for you and you're stuck just short of the finish line, here's what I know for sure. 100%, your brain still thinks there's a threat. Whether it's emotional, physical, or environmental, your body's threat assessment system is stuck in high alert, sending you warning signals still in the form of symptoms. And when that's the case, there are usually 3 common reasons that people get stuck at this stage. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through each one and show you exactly how to move forward. But first, a big thank you to Brain Retraining 101 for sponsoring this video and making it possible for me to continue to bring you valuable content here on the channel at no cost to you. Brain Retraining 101 is my complete recovery program for conditions like CFS and Long Covid. So instead of spending months digging through information online, this course brings you everything that you need in one place. So you'll get bite-sized daily videos that explain the science, step-by-step guidance for brain retraining and nervous system regulation, and then the tools that you need to safely expand activity and rebuild your life. But you guys, the real magic, it happens in our live weekly support calls. We have multiple options every week led by myself and our other incredible coaches who've walked this path, used this program, and fully recovered. You'll be a part of a supportive, amazing community that truly gets it and walks alongside you every step of the way and is cheering you on. It is beautiful. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access, including unlimited coaching calls. So as long as you want or need them, we've got a spot for you. And right now, you can check out the first part of the program for free using the link in the description. So if you decide to join, I look forward to meeting you. Now, let's talk about those 3 reasons recovery might feel stalled and how to get unstuck. And first off, know that if you are feeling stuck, know that you are not alone. It happens to all of us. Nobody gets through this without having multiple parts where we're like, what? Doesn't feel like I'm making progress anymore. Like, what am I missing? Am I doing something wrong? So I just ask you to be kind to yourself. Give yourself a hug and a huge pat on the back for all the work you've done so far and how far you've come. You are doing amazing, and you are likely miles ahead of so many people in the world who haven't even figured out everything that you have so far. So forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you knew it, and just be kind to yourself in this process. So in these scenarios, there's typically 1 of 3 things happening. The first common one that is happening when it feels like you're not moving anywhere, even though you've come so far along, is that, get this, you actually are doing everything right. You are. You're exactly on track, but you feel stalled or symptoms are coming back and coming on just because it's a normal part of the process. So all of this, it's best to think of as gradual re-exposure therapy to life, because our brain has assessed everything in the world to be a threat. So every new thing that you bring back into your life will likely bring on some symptoms. And you've probably gotten yourself to a place where you can do quite a bit, and you're wondering, how come I can do this, but I can't do that? Like, I started with strength training, and over a year, I built up to being able to work out for an hour in the weight room and push hard. No symptom flares after that. I was fine. And then I started trying to run again, and I couldn't run for 3 minutes without getting post-exertional malaise. And I think, how can I do all of that, but I can't do this? Like, I'm missing something here. But it was something new that I had to teach my brain and my nervous system that it was okay. And until now, tell me if I'm wrong, you've likely been bringing in the easier things, the more fun things. You're bringing back some hobbies. You're going shopping. You're spending time in nature. Whatever those things are that make you happy, you're bringing them back in and you're seeing, wow, look at how much I can do. And then you go back to work or do something really hard and potentially stressful, and you're getting massive pushback. So these things are like everything else. So just because you can run 10 kilometers or whatever it is that you're doing, cycle for hours, it doesn't mean that you can handle 2 hours in a stressful office job. And some of these things that you're bringing in last, whether it be work, maybe it's some relationships you've taken a break from, maybe you've given yourself a pass from hanging out with your in-laws until you get better, but now you're trying to do all these things. So now not only are you showing your brain and nervous system that these new things are safe, you're picking the ones that have the largest alarm bells and potentially, the most strong neural pathways in your brain that are locked in around danger. So it's going to take some time. So with these things, just like everything else, you start small. Don't jump back into work all at once. Don't jump back into every uncomfortable social situation that you've been avoiding. Just continue to bounce out your boundaries, slowly add in more. Remember that small symptom flares are a part of the process, and how you react to those symptoms in those moments is what helps you move through them. You're like, I see them, I don't love them, but it's okay. They're not hurting me. It doesn't mean I'm going the wrong direction. This is a normal part of the process. Let's just distract ourselves until they pass and keep going, and knowing and trusting that you're on the right path, and just trusting the process with all of this. Second thing that's often happening when people feel stuck or plateaued at that 75% or whatever number we want to put on it is that you're doing a lot of the right things. You've learned all the science. You understand how symptoms work, how they come on, how they're turned off. You're using all the tools. You're doing meditation and somatic tracking and sending your body messages of safety and all that good stuff, which is calming down your symptoms a lot of the time. But they come back and they come back and they come back. And the reason is that they're feeling a bit like symptom whack-a-mole is because likely you haven't done the deeper work. So this has been explained by many different people in many different ways. And I think the best one is explained by Nicole Sachs. She talks about us having an emotional reservoir, picturing it like a big glass beaker inside of us, where we push down uncomfortable emotions and things that we don't want to deal with in the moment. And it's okay to do that. And it's actually helpful and adaptive. We are built this way to do this for a reason, because it's not always a good idea to express every intense emotion you have in the moment. Sometimes you need to get to a safe place to process that and work through it. But if you are carrying around, rage over things in the past, or shame or grief or all sorts of things, it could be a zillion things in your life that you've just been pushing down and you haven't done any work to unpack that, that's setting off those alarms in your nervous system. That's why your brain still thinks there's a threat, because it processes emotional and physical threats in the exact same way, exact same neural pathways in the brain. And if you are structurally fine, but still have symptoms and aren't getting better, it's an emotional threat that it's detecting. So what you need to do in this scenario is do some work to take some scoops out of that reservoir a little bit. It might be doing some really honest journaling. It might be talking to a therapist. It might be through meditation, whatever works for you, having some, speak up to some people in your life and, tell them about all these things that you're carrying around. You don't have to empty it out. You don't have to get it perfect. You just have to get it to a manageable level. And then the third thing that's often happening in this scenario where people feel stuck, close to recovery, but not quite there, is that you are doing everything right. You've learned all the science behind this. You're practicing all of the tools. You're doing all of that deep inner work. You're taking scoops out of that reservoir every single day. And yet still, long COVID, those symptoms seem to keep coming back. You can't seem to fully get it to go away. And here's why. Something in your life has to change. Something in your life is making you miserable and setting off those alarm bells. It's not coming from inside. You can do all the internal work that you want, but you have some sort of fire hose of misery pointed at you, whether it's a job you hate or a relationship that no longer works for you, or any number of things that are causing you to be miserable. You don't like where you live. You don't feel fulfilled in your life. You're busy, but you're bored. It does not feel aligned with who you are and how you want to be living. And it is a constant alarm going off for you every day that this is not okay. This is not okay. So you can do all the somatic tracking you want. There isn't a scoop big enough in the world for you to empty out that emotional reservoir when you've got that fire hose of misery pointed at it every single day. So the way to move forward here is to get really honest with yourself about what's going on out there and what you need to change so that you can feel okay in here. Whatever scenario you're in, you are fine. You have got this. You got this far. You'll make it the rest of the way. You can do this. You are strong enough. You will figure it out. You've totally got this. Just hang in there and keep going. And we talk about this and so much more with lots of tools to help you move through it in Brain Retraining 101. So if it feels like time where you're like, yeah, I really could use just some extra support and some people around me that finally some people who get it and just people to bounce ideas off of and just to celebrate with me and remind me that this is all possible, you can start right away with the link in the video description for Brain Retraining 101. I hope to see you there.